In other news in the Carter file, we return to our top story. FFAW-NL has submitted its application for inshore harvesters to break away from the FFAW and form their own union. We hear now from FFAW-NL President Ryan Cleary and the Secretary-Treasurer of the FFAW, Dave Decker.
The application includes membership cards signed by inshore harvesters from more than 300 communities around the province. We feel we have the support of more than 50% of all inshore harvesters that we know of. We certainly had the support of more than 80% of all harvesters we encountered. But there are few certainties in this process. FFAW-NL does not know the exact number of inshore fish harvesters in Newfoundland and Labrador because we were not permitted access to a definitive list. Such a list would have made a job a lot easier. That is a certain. In the absence of a definitive list, FFAW-NL's executive does not feel comfortable in revealing publicly exactly how many membership cards we've submitted to the Labour Relations Board. We don't want to give the FFAW the opportunity to pad the list any more than they probably already have. FFAW-NL has come a long way since we formalized in late October. Over the past 60 days since we started this membership drive, we held more than 49 formal meetings on every coast, and our crew of more than 200 volunteers spoke with thousands of fish harvesters in their homes, on the stages and wharfs, wherever fishermen, fisherwomen gather. What we're attempting has been described not as a raid on another union, but as a full-fledged revolt. Fish harvesters are not satisfied with their current union representation. We heard that message loud and clear wherever we went. The FFAW has not been cutting it. In terms of transparency, there is no trust between the union and the membership. None. In terms of consultation, there's been consultation as of late, make no mistake, but only since FFAW-NL came on the scene. Before that, when a meeting was held, it was to tell harvesters what had already been decided. The FFAW also hasn't been cutting it in terms of holding the Government of Canada to account for fisheries management. Who's the union? Who's the manager? The line between the two hasn't been blurred so much as obliterated.
Well, I think it's no surprise that they were going to submit an application. I think what's interesting is that today they submitted an application and refused to give the number of cards that they have, the amount of support that they have. And that's been a moving target over the past number of months. Started out, for instance, 70% would be no problem. Then it was down to 50%. Then it was down to 40%. Then it was talking about filing separate bargaining units for harvesters based on the Bayer de Salto. And today we have an application made without disclosing the number of cards.
Do you think it's I guess, maybe proof or evidence that they really don't have the support that they need?
Well, I think, in our view, is clear evidence that they don't have the support. They're calling into question, for instance, now the number of harvesters, which is widely known. I mean, we have a provincial certification body for harvesters within this province. They've disclosed the numbers to the Labour Relations Board, to ourselves, to FFAW-NL, and I think it's over 10,800 and something harvesters within the province. So it's very significant numbers of harvesters. And, they should very well know what kind of support they would need in order to get a certification.